Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Syverson here today to talk to you about making inferences when we're reading. And one of the important things that we need to remember is when we make inferences, it helps us gain knowledge. And when we gain knowledge about what we're reading, it helps us predict, it helps us draw conclusions or understand what's happening. And it helps us also just better understand what's happening while we're reading. So today, we're going to do this work using a story called Score One for the Sloths. And here is our story, Score One for the Sloths. Hody hum, it was another day at Sleepy Valley Sloth School, and all the sloths were just hanging around. Now, first, we're going to start, friends, by using our background knowledge about what we know about sloths and what they're like, and start thinking about that in terms of the story. Wonder how this will impact their schooling, since the story just said that they were at Sleepy Valley Sloth School. I wonder how being a sloth is going to affect how things are at school. Once in a while, the teacher would remember his job and wake up with a lesson. All right, now he would draw everybody yawn. Friends, I infer that a sloth teacher what might you think a sloth teacher would be like? Even now we have sloth students and a sloth teacher. That might cause some problems because sloths, as we know, are lazy creatures and they like to sleep a lot. How would that work if you're in school? Here they are. Or keep those snores coming. Or altogether, students, let's roll over. And look at all those sloths there sleeping. Were your predictions correct that being sleepy at school might not work very well? Most of the time, though, the class just slept. It was a sloth thing. They were contented in their slothfulness. After all the exertion, it was nap time again. Then the students were off to study hall. And then it was time for recess. Do you see a pattern here, friends? As we're going through the story, what we already know about sloths being lazy and sleepy is impacting how they are behaving at school. Let's see what happens next. One day, a new sloth came to school. She had just moved to the area, and her name was Sparky. Sparky was perky. She was full of life and energy, and vim and vigor and vitality. She was a mover and a shaker and a go-getter. And by mid-morning, she was driving the other sloths crazy. I'm already thinking by looking at Sparky. First of all, I think about her name and what that name means for a sloth. But I'm already looking at her, and just looking at her, I'm already inferring that she's different than the other sloths just by looking at the way that she looks in the story, even in that picture. Let's read a story. Hey, we could use a little music. Want to build a castle? Anyone for math? How about some poetry? As I continue reading this story, I continue to infer that the other sloths might not be very accepting of Sparky because her way is a little bit different than their way. And she's a little bit of a different kind of sloth, isn't she? The lazy sloths shook Sparky off, nudged her with their elbows, and shoved her away with their toes. So Sparky sat in a corner, fidgeting on her first day of school, feeling very unwelcome. What a bunch of bores, she sighed to herself. Now, as we know, we can see that Sparky is very different than the other sloths, which could cause a problem in the story. So, friends, I just want you to remember that when we're reading, we use inferencing, what we already know, and evidence from the text to help us read between the lines and help us think about the story. You can find this story read aloud on YouTube, and maybe your teacher will have input the link for you to listen to what happens in the rest of the story. And perhaps your predictions are correct, which will help you better understand the story. Thanks, friends.